Sometimes unpleasant things happen so that a greater good can emerge. There used to be a dear disciple of Sri Aurobindo by the name of Amrita. He belonged to an orthodox Brahmin family and he followed all the customs and rituals of being a devout Hindu. One of these customs is the maintenance of the shikha, and Amrita Da used to be very particular about it. The shikha, of course, is a tuft of hair left at the very top of the head with a knot tied at its end. The shikha symbolizes one-pointed devotion to God. To keep the shikha means establishing righteous thinking in one's mind. Being of a very sincere and devout nature, Amrita Da used to follow this custom very diligently. When Amrita Da was just a youth, he one day heard the name of Sri Aurobindo. He was very much drawn like a magnet to the name, and ultimately he came to meet Sri Aurobindo in Pondicherry. There he found the Guru who had guided him in his past lives too, and Amrita Da's heart overflowed with love and adoration for Sri Aurobindo. But the new disciple's faith was about to be severely tested. One day, to Amrita Da's immense surprise, his beloved Guru asked him to cut off his shikha. Amrita Da could not understand why his Guru would ask him to do such a blasphemous thing, so he refused. But Sri Aurobindo was not to be dissuaded. He was determined that Amrita Da's shikha should go. The situation in fact became very humorous. With Amrita Da going all out to protect his shikha, Sri Aurobindo tasked 2 or 3 young men of the ashram to try to cut it off. Finally, one day they succeeded. When Amrita Da was soundly asleep, at 2 a.m. his shikha was chopped off. About this incident, Amrita Da later recounted, "I had an apprehension that night that my shikha would no more be on my head, and the next morning, having got up, as I felt for the shikha, I found it non-existent." So did Sri Aurobindo play a horrible prank, a bad joke on his disciple. Many in the ashram, including Amrita Da, were left taken aback and wondering how to process their Guru's mysterious action. In a few days, Amrita Da was called home by his father. His father had arranged his marriage. Amrita Da, of course, did not want to get married. He wanted to stay with his Guru in the Sri Aurobindo ashram. But he had to obey his father. When Amrita Da arrived home, his father took one look at him and was left utterly speechless. He stared at his son in utter shock. Finally, with tear-filled eyes, he said, "I had chosen a girl for you. She's not beautiful to look at, but her family is quite wealthy and her father has offered 50,000 rupees in dowry. However, they are extremely orthodox. Now how can they give their daughter's hand in marriage to the one who has cut off his shikha?" And so Amrita Da's marriage was cancelled, and the act of losing his shikha, which had seemed very unfortunate to him, turned out to be a huge blessing. His Guru Sri Aurobindo had demanded the shikha perhaps as Guru Dakshina for a very important reason, so that Amrita Da's marriage could be staved off and he could always stay by the side of Sri Aurobindo. This way Amrita Da could pursue a spiritual existence in place of a worldly existence with wife and children. So friends, from this story you can see that sometimes unpleasant things happen so that a greater good can later emerge. But because we cannot foresee this future good, the moment bad things happen to us, we unnecessarily start feeling sorrowful. Therefore, in bad times, it is better to remain calm, unperturbed and patient. Some good usually comes out of even the worst situations.